All right. Well, I know I don't exactly have a ton of followers on YouTube, but I do think it's fun to give some updates every once in a while about what's been going on. And as you can see, got quite the project going on here on the bench. I finished up my deluxe reverb last week, and I'm gonna get to posting a video of what that sounds like now. It sounds great. Everything's working great on it. But this is kind of my next project on the bench. After that, I've got a couple amps, actually one to build. I've got a 5E3 chassis and some vintage transformers over here that have been sitting for a couple months, and I've got all the parts kind of to finish it. So I'm going to go ahead and get working on that here soon. But first, on the bench, the next thing I've got is this wonderful old recording console. This is an Allen and Heath Spectrum. It's in the Sabre family. It's a 1990s console. It uses the 200 Allen and Heath series PCBs on all the input channels. So I'm going to be doing some recaps on this. As you can see, there's a whole buttload of capacitors on this sucker. It's a 16 channel input, and I'm going to be using this as the front end of my forthcoming recording studio when that is up and ready to go. Got the knobs here and faders ready for some Dawn dish soap cleaning. We're going to go through and we're going to recap this sucker. Going to clean out all the pots. Going to clean out, and you got the fader off of this one. Going to clean out the faders and all the inputs. Get some flux. There's a lot of old flux off the boards. Here's the back side of one of the channel cards that I already took off. And then I've also got the output section down here. We're going to do some recapping and some work on that. And then also, there was a problem where the MIDI mute and mutes in general were not working. And when I took this apart, the MIDI cable for this is ribbon right here, it was laying loose in there. I don't think it was even connected. So we're going to try. The battery I noticed was missing out of the programmable MIDI stuff, but I'm going to try getting that all working again. Once we recap a section of 8, I'm also might add, so this actually is kind of cool. It's got a slot on here for mic transformers. So I think this was made to fit the solder, I don't know how you pronounce it, SOWTER, 1-to-1 mic input transformers that some Soundcraft boards used. So I'm going to get a couple of those transformers and just try them out and see what it sounds like. If I like the way it sounds, then maybe slowly, one at a time, I'll recap or add transformers to channels. So basically when I'm finished, I'll have this 16 channel, there's 8 channels over here, 16 here, and then this board's kind of cool. It has a stereo input section that you can use for analog summing. So really it's 16 by 16. It's got 16 inputs with preamps, and then another 16, I wish I could show you that look like right now. But I'll be able to do some analog summing, and that'll be kind of cool. So stay tuned for all that. Got a lot of work ahead of me.